HVAC Shop Talk is brought to you by Refrigeration Technologies, the very best in HVAC chemicals. Whether you need coil cleaners, thread and gasket sealants, or a way to apply your coil cleaner, and much more, use Refrigeration Technologies. Find out more at refrigetech.com.
I was going to go on like a whole side tangent, just ask you guys a hypothetical question so you can tell me whether I'm wrong or not.
You're wrong.
14 SEER with 14 SEER with a dehumidifier or a 2-stage 16 SEER. Which one's better?
Correctly sized 14 SEER with a dehum or 16 SEER 2-stage.
14 SEER with a dehumidifier.
That's probably where I'd go too. Absolutely.
All right, now 14 SEER versus inverter, 18 SEER dehumidifier with the 14. Why?
Inverter with a dehum.
Yeah. So no, you won't need the dehum with the inverter.
There's no
tell you why,
dehums.
Zach. Wait. Now with the 18 SEER inverter, you're going to get so much more humidity control, and you won't need to add that extra compressor to your system.
A dehumidifier compressor?
Yes.
All right. Well, the 14 SEER system is, has a dehumidifier that costs what, $1,000? That goes with a dehumidifier, like a 90-pint dehumidifier or something.
That's my cost is $1,000.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is your cost.
Right.
In the long run, on power, like how much power you're using versus what you're getting, the inverter is going to be better.
You're gonna win in the long run.
Yeah.
But I will say, and I've had guys here do it, where if you go to a house and they literally have a humidity problem, don't just sell them inverter thing is going to take care of the issue. Yes, inverters dehumidify, but they will always be an air conditioner first.
Sure.
No, that's right. That's right.
And if there's a humidity issue, you need to sell those and then maybe a dehumidifier. Because I had one where we almost had to take it out of the person's house because one of our guys made a bunch of promises they didn't know what he was talking about.
Well,
hey, I will tell you this: if you have a humidity problem, don't be selling those people a mini split.
Well, I was going to say...
No problem.
I was just about to throw it down there.
Don't have a problem there.
I was just about to throw it down there. I put in a Mitsubishi, but it was one of the Mitsubishi full ducted air handlers. It was a super nice air handler. I think it did the whole house. A 2.5 ton or 3 ton unit. And the lady was like, "I love it. This is a great unit, but I'm constantly running like 65% humidity in here." So we talked to her about it, and she understood, that it ended up being just a downfall of that's a Mitsubishi system. So we ended up installing her a Santa Fe dehumidifier, and then she was really in good shape. She had the Mac Daddy at that point.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
In the summertime, what do you guys think is the lowest, like, ideally, what should the humidity level be at? Like, what do you think we can get it down to?
50%.
I think 55% is comfort, isn't it? 55% is technically the comfort setting.
When I talked to a April Air guy about a dehumidifier, and he said that if you get it between 55 and 60, that's probably most places you're going to get it.
What are you talking about? No.
Well, no, like
wait, hold on. Let Ralph, because he said bullshit. Let him expand on that.
Bullshit. I'm going to tell you, there is a big difference in between 57% and 52%. A huge difference. Yeah, it's 5, but it makes a huge difference. And I lived in a house that had 60%. I put an inverter in and got it down to 49% and went from 70 degrees at 60% to 77 at 49% and was cold at 77 degrees.
When is humidity a problem? When is humidity a problem? What time of year?
Of course, during the summertime.
Well, summertime's when the AC runs the most.
Right.
So it should be controlled the most. Shouldn't it be in the spring and fall when you're in between temperatures? That'd be a problem?
Yeah,
it is
rainy
but the inverter doesn't run any more than another system.
No, that is correct. So maybe at that time of the year you need to add a dehumidifier just to use.
Well, I'm not going to buy that damn inverter then.
Well,
Thank you, Ralph.
Hey,
see, that's called winning.
Bill, turn your damn sales.
Well, wait a minute. So to Zach's point, though, a inverter system, carrier 5-stage, green speed, whatever you sell, Train XV, whatever, during those shoulder seasons, spring and fall, and you have a high humidity load in the house, but you don't need air conditioning, it has a mode for that. It comes on and runs in dehumidification mode. So there's your answer, Zach. It's going to run there.
It's going to slow the fan down, and it's going to change the compressor speed. I mean,
now you possibly may overcool because it does have that potential to overshoot because you're still
at the end of the day,
cooling.
it is an air conditioner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Zach,
But
to go back to that 14 SEER with the dehumidifier,
Uh-huh.
you're still got 2 compressors during the summertime, so you're better off to have an inverter and a dehumidifier to run in the shoulder season, so you're not overcooling the space.
see, here's what I don't understand about that. If it's 70 degrees in your house
Yes.
and you have it set on 75 because that's normally the temperature you keep in the summertime, but the humidity is 77 because the dry bulb temperature isn't
So
high
it's
enough to run the
raining?
AC.
It's raining and destroying your sheetrock at 77%.
Well, whatever, 67%, 65%. You know, 65 is pretty uncomfortable.
Right.
You know,
Definitely.
so it's not going to run. It's not told to run. Dehumidifier
But
has a
your
specific
dehumidifier
function
will
to run.
It does. It has specific function. No, an inverter system will run. It has a specific dehumidification option for it to run. That's what I'm telling you, Zach.
yeah, your temperature can be set, but the humidity rises, and it'll kick on even though your temperature's set. That's
Yes.
what he means when he says it'll.
No matter what temperature.
No matter what temperature, and it says
Really?
dehumidifying,
Yeah, it'll
Hey.
tell. I have 2 of them.
and it'll do it now. If it's beyond that 3 degrees, it'll dehumidify, but it may not bring the temperature down. But it may cycle and dehumidify, but it may not actually bring the temperature down. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. And that's what I'd want to do. I'd want it to run at very low capacity, steady.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's what it does?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it ramps the compressor down, slows the fan speed down, so that coil gets nice and cold, and just solely concentrates on dehumidification.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to get one of them.
Thanks.
That's what you need.
The Bosch in your house?
Well, yeah, about to say
We
you
got
got
the
a Bosch. Yeah.
Okay, we're actually going to do it.
How are they? Because I've heard people say that they had they had humidifying issue when they weren't matched.
Yep.
I think.
I'm sure that's true. Yeah. And then the Series 2 has a multi-stage indoor fan to
And that's
address
what
that.
that's what it needs. And that's
Yeah.
what it needs to properly dehumidify. So
When they
I'm-
first
If
made-
it wasn't there, I would create it.
yeah, when they first made their rounds, wasn't that their sales pitch though, Zach? When they were saying, or Ralph, because you guys talked to them more than I
It
did
was, yes.
about just matching it up with a PSC blower and whatever furnace you had in there. That was like the selling point, but that was part of the problem, right?
Yeah. I guess it didn't turn out to remove humidity. Even though it was variable on the outside, it wouldn't actually drop the humidity. So they addressed that with the Series 2.